All right, this is episode 0 of my Build a Business in a Month challenge. I'm just gonna kind of talk to myself here or to you and explain what's going on. First things first, who am I? I'm Malcolm MacDonald. I have a full-time job, master's student, founder of Lumentel, which is AI consulting company that, as I just said, I just started. Something I want to get off my chest is this is insanely uncomfortable for me what I'm doing now, but also that's kind of the point of this whole experiment. So the biggest problem, not the biggest problem, a problem I have is in my free time, besides doing these 3 things I listed here, I like to start projects and I never really finish them. I have a bit of that shiny object syndrome. I'll start something, it goes good for a while, I'm interested, and then it kind of peters out. But what I'm going to do and force myself and hold myself to is I'm going to pick one project per month and take that project to completion, either kill it or it'll be something that can automatically work on its own with some minimal input by me. Maybe a goal of like an hour a week to maintain or 2 hours a week to maintain. So why am I doing this? Biggest thing is these 4 points I've listed out. So accountability through constraint is a big thing. So by making these videos and even if one person watches them, I can hold myself to it and keep things going. Accountability. I want to get entrepreneurial reps. I think the word entrepreneur kind of has a bad rap. You kind of think of like some kind of hustle bro salesman. It's not really what I'm trying to look at here, but starting a business is insanely tough. And everyone knows like the classic stat of like for every successful idea, there's 20 that failed. Well, there's no better way in my eyes to test that theory out or get my 100 failures than doing one per month and giving it a real good crack at it and then seeing what happens. Also, big, another thing is I'll learn new skills. I'll learn skills regardless. Every month I'm going to try to build something. My focus and things I enjoy right now is software and AI. Kind of AI is a little bit buzzwordy, but it's something that I study and I really enjoy using. So I'm going to build with those things, but still there's a plethora even under that umbrella of tools to use. Also want to automate and scale, as a one-man team. Of course, help is always great, but the tools and capabilities that are available to us right now, I really think taking a one-man team can build something pretty extraordinary. And then just, yeah, again, how far can I take something solo, and learn new skills doing it? And then kind of circle back, like I love building stuff. So this is things I would be doing anyways, just not documenting it and recording it. And that's what I'm going to change. A little bit of a tangent is, in undergrad, I started off as a computer science student. And after 2 years, actually ended up basically flunking out of computer science because there's so much manual coding and it was really monotonous. But I love the systems thinking that you had to employ, and I love the technology. So once AI came around, and large language models and AI coding tools about 2, 3 years ago, and in the past year they've gotten extremely good. That roadblock was kind of it just disintegrated away. So now I feel like, kind of to be a little overzealous, like reborn. And now I can actually tackle the things I'm really passionate about and not have these giant roadblocks in the way. And I can actually work in a way that my brain works. So why am I doing YouTube? It's just kind of a medium. It's not really a part of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to something, that's maybe popular now is like a personal brand strategy. World is shrinking. Attention is small. People are trying to shove stuff in your face and sell you stuff and whatever. And I hate salespeople. I really don't want to be a salesman. But if you want to start a business, you have to sell stuff. So, no way to really get around that. But what I'd rather do than sell stuff to people is just sell people on myself, because that's something I know well and something that only I have is myself. So, if people can buy into that, then, world is my oyster. Another thing to practice is public speaking, right? Of course, I'm talking to a computer right now and no one's here, but speaking like this is, a skill that I need to develop, as you can probably tell by my cadence and comfortability throughout this video so far. And, again, as much as, you'd love to be like a secret millionaire, billionaire in the shadows that never sees the light of day, you have to talk to people. So, no way, just like selling things, there's no way to get around it. Maybe showing something to you people, whoever watches this, you'll get inspired to like tackle something on your own, or you'll learn about a tool that you don't know. Or maybe I can teach you something about how some business systems work or some technology stacks work, or, AI works. And then, to be a little candid, like a funnel into Lumentel would be great. If you watch me build some software or a tool, or you learn about AI and you have a business and you want to know how I can help you out, well, let's talk about that. But that's not the focus. This is really just to kind of wrangle that extra, that free time that I have that I use and I just spend on projects that end up going nowhere. One thing I really want to drill home is what this is not. Definitely not trying to get famous or chase millions of subscribers and views and sponsorships and whatever. Not trying to be a YouTuber, not trying to follow trends or game an algorithm or make clickbait. Honestly, right now, as I'm recording this, I'd actually, love if no one watched this, or like if 20 people watch this, that'd be awesome. And I feel like if 1,000 people saw this, I'd get kind of frightened. But again, to circle back, it's like I just want to put constraints on what I'm doing and document what I'm already doing. So there's some levels of accountability and I can close loops on things that I start to build. And YouTube is just kind of the vehicle for that. So this point here at the end of if 10 people watch this, and one gets value, I win. But really, if no one watches this or no one gets value, I still win because I'm going to be learning things and doing what I was doing regardless. And then like in closing, maybe just one point that I've been thinking about is, we work out, you go to the gym and what do? You lift more weight than your body can handle, or you strain your muscles and then they grow. So one thing I've been wondering is like, why don't many people do that? I have a full-time, again, definitely the opposite of a brag, but I have a full-time job and I'm getting my master's degree and I'm trying to start a business. It's like, why would I even take on these other like small side projects? Well, if you're able to exercise the busyness and the focus muscles of your brain, I think you're actually able to take on a lot more than you think you're capable of. So, this is perhaps an exercise in that. Forgive the pun, but yeah. All right. I'm going to end it here. And the next video will be episode 1, where I introduce what I'm going to do for this month. I'm recording this on November 1st. So we'll see. Thank you.